Mom's $12 million archive went to whoever cracked her filing system. They used AI analysts. I remembered her secret code word. Mom died at 3:47 a.m. on a Wednesday in September, collapsing in her home office surrounded by filing cabinets that contained 40 years of investigative journalism, corporate whistleblower documents, and evidence that had put 17 executives in prison and cost corrupt corporations over $800 million in fines and settlements. Her name was Dr. Vivian Reeves, and the New York Times obituary called her the most dangerous woman in American journalism. The coroner ruled it a cerebral aneurysm, sudden and catastrophic, though I spent the first 3 days after her death wondering if someone had finally succeeded in silencing her. She'd received death threats for decades, anonymous messages promising violence if she didn't stop exposing powerful people's crimes. The funeral happened on Saturday with 200 journalists, lawyers, and activists in attendance, people whose careers she'd made possible by teaching them how to find truth in systems designed to hide it. My 3 siblings arrived in tailored mourning clothes and calculated expressions, already strategizing about the inheritance before we'd lowered her casket into the ground. My oldest brother, Nathaniel Reeves, flew in from Silicon Valley where he was CEO of a data analytics firm worth $340 million. His PhD in computer science from Stanford had led him to pioneer machine learning algorithms that predicted consumer behavior with 93% accuracy. He'd been featured in Forbes, TechCrunch, and Wired as one of the tech industry's most innovative minds, building artificial intelligence systems that could process billions of data points in seconds. My sister Victoria arrived from Washington, D.C., where she worked as a senior partner at one of the country's most prestigious law firms, specializing in corporate litigation. Her Yale law degree hung in her corner office alongside photos with Supreme Court justices and senators, her reputation for destroying opposing counsel in depositions legendary in legal circles. My younger brother Dominic came from London, where he directed a private equity fund managing $2.3 billion in assets. His MBA from Oxford and his instinct for identifying undervalued companies had made him wealthy beyond anything our middle-class upbringing had prepared us for. Then there was me, Iris Reeves, the family disappointment with a master's in library science from a state university and a job as a municipal archivist making $52,000 annually. I lived in a studio apartment in Queens and took the subway to work every day, organizing historical documents for a city government that barely funded my department. The will reading happened on Monday at Mom's attorney's office in downtown Manhattan, a glass tower where the receptionist looked at my Target dress with barely concealed disdain. The attorney, a woman named Helena Marsh, who'd worked with Mom for 26 years, had the weary expression of someone who'd spent decades watching families destroy themselves over money. She opened the leather folder containing Mom's final wishes and began reading in a voice that suggested she'd memorized every word. To my children, I leave my personal archive, currently housed in my home office and storage facilities in Brooklyn. The collection contains approximately 847,000 documents, 12,400 hours of recorded interviews, 6,700 photographs, and 340 bankers' boxes of evidence files accumulated over 40 years of investigative journalism. The archive has been valued by independent appraisers at $12.3 million, representing both historical significance and ongoing legal relevance. However, this inheritance comes with specific conditions that must be met within 72 hours of this reading. Helena paused and looked at each of us over her reading glasses, measuring whether we understood that something unprecedented was about to happen. Mom created a challenge based on her filing system. The archive is currently organized using a method she developed over decades, a system that appears chaotic to outsiders but contains precise internal logic. Before her death, she encrypted all digital indices and removed all traditional organizational markers from the physical files. Whoever can locate and retrieve 3 specific documents from the archive within 72 hours inherits everything. The others receive nothing. The room erupted immediately, and what happened next changed everything. To see the full story, click the link below or go on my channel.